So my name's Simon Gardner and I'm the CEO of Climax Studios. So on VR, I think right from the start we decided that it was something that I was personally very excited about. So we decided to put quite a bit of resource into it. I'd say probably about a third of our studio now is working in VR, either directly on live projects or in things that we're just exploring or trying out ourselves. So it's become a big part of our business, and I can only see that growing over the next few years. The opportunities come along, and what I didn't want to be in was a position where I thought, just regretting that we didn't get on board early enough. So the moment we had the opportunity to start developing VR titles, we just jumped at it, and I'm really glad that we did. Yeah, we've worked in VR now for about the last 18 months, and we've worked on a number of projects with Samsung on the Gear VR. We're also working on other VR platforms. We've got several dev kits in the studio, and we're working on a number of demos as well that we're just investigating how VR works and some of the best practices. Yeah, it's been very, very positive. We've had a lot of strong feedback. I think given it's not a consumer launch yet, I think the sales have been pretty strong for us, and we've learned a lot from it. It's been really, really good. Yeah, so the idea with Bandit Six was to build a franchise of it. So we're going to be announcing very shortly the follow-on product, which is Bandit Six Salvo, and we're considering extending the IP even further beyond that with other types of games. So we do a lot of our prototyping and try new ideas using the PC and the Rift. It's quite a flexible platform, and it's just easier to use that. So we've got a number of ideas that we're working on at the moment, some of which we'll be pitching to people over the course of E3. Yeah, I was really impressed with the Vive when I saw it at GDC. I was lucky enough to have a go on it, and very excited by the potential of it. We haven't actually got a kit of that yet, but hopefully one will be arriving any day now. So that is something that we'll be putting some time and effort into when it arrives. I can confirm that we've got a number of development kits for the Morpheus, and we are working on a number of ideas at the moment, just trying it out and seeing what works with it, especially with the options you've got on control and inputs on it as well. To be honest, we're trying lots of different things. I wouldn't say there's anything particularly that I would single out on that. There's an experience that we did which was set underwater, and we put quite a bit of effort into that, but it didn't rely on VR, but it certainly enhanced the experience, and I think hopefully one day I'll get to develop that a bit more and take that into fully into a VR experience. I think ultimately the very best experiences will have to be built from the ground up, but there's nothing to stop VR enhancing certain aspects of existing games. And I think certainly in this early phase where no one's quite sure where the market's going to go, how big the market's going to be, I think it's a valid approach to take to say, it's a normal game but it's enhanced with VR. I think that's a fairly sensible approach for some companies. Not at the moment. We're very much, all of the VR titles have been designed for VR and only for VR.